we come to the fifth aspect of leadership, which in the 7-word system relates to the word please. And the keywords are vision, intention, collaboration, and expectation. So a leader has to have a vision, has to look into the future and see what is required. Know the goal, in other words. You have to actually keep your eyes on the prize, don't you, if you want to achieve anything. And that's the job of the leader, is to know the direction in which we're going. Very often the leader is called the director. So we have to all have the same agenda, not pulling in different directions, in order to develop this special energy called synergy. If everyone is pulling in the same direction, then there's a resonance occurs, and this develops the depth of energy that's available, and the power, therefore, to achieve the purpose. Now, this vision is sometimes a vision. You actually sometimes get an inspired insight into what may occur if you cause it to be so. And these are a little bit rare, but they do occur. And usually what we mean by the word vision is a projection of how we might see the future. It doesn't have to be visual. You know, it could be any of the other senses according to what it is you're doing. A master chef might be able to project a taste into the future and just add the bits and pieces in order to achieve that taste. So vision is to do with declaring what there will be in the future if things go according to plan. Now, the intention aspect of this is rather more to do with the plan. Intention is an interesting word that comes from the same roots as tendons, and we're stretching towards something when we have intention. It's not enough just to hope that the vision of your future will come to pass. Probably won't. It really requires us to stretch in a certain direction. Now, the leader's job is to make sure that everyone is stretching in the same direction, not pulling apart that which must be pulled together, and to encourage people to stretch a bit further than they might normally. So it's not enough for any individual just to know where the goal is. You have to do work to move towards it. You have to overcome. You have to overcome lethargy and obstacles and be reunited with the vision when you've lost sight of it. And the leader's task is to find a way to pull people into that greater commitment to do the job. This is very helpful when the vision itself is inspired. There's something about how you present your image of the future that can inspire people. Bring spirit into being. And the leader that does not inspire the team will not achieve the goal quite as readily and in a as positive a way. So this is a part of intention, to move that inspiration into the formula for motivating your team. You inspire them to greater effort. And without that, then there will be a suboptimal level of commitment. The real secret that is made known when we study the word please is in having each of the participators, which are called stakeholders very often, in the project, to have an agenda which overlaps. If my agenda and your agenda overlap, then both of us are actually helping each other. and you multiply that throughout the whole team, and if everyone in the team all have a purpose to achieve this goal for their own motivations, then you get the maximum result. And this is achieved through collaboration, where my vision really can only be enacted if your vision is enacted. We have to find that common ground where a team of people all have common purpose. Now, if we go back a bit to the skills of communication that we learned in the word hello, we will find that exchange, what's in it for me, this kind of formula, finding out what the other people want in order to help you out. Well, it's gone to the next dimension now. It's not that they're helping you out anymore. You've actually got to the level where you know what each of these people wants, even if they don't. Or, to put it differently, you can see that they can achieve something which they've never achieved before. And you want that for them. You have some kind of almost paternal interest or parental interest in bringing your team along to a next level of excellence, personal excellence. So it gives you a great deal of satisfaction when you see one of your team members achieving something that previously they could not achieve. And that feeling is wonderful. You then get the sense that you're all doing something very special together. Now, it's quite often omitted, this aspect of collaboration. It is rather assumed that this is our vision, we're all on task, you do your bit, I'll do my bit, we'll get the job done. Especially when there's money involved. I'm paying you to do it, so I'm expecting you to do it. And sometimes that works to some extent, of course. But what we're talking about here is esoteric leadership. We don't want to some extent. That's not good enough. We want the best possible outcome that makes us all rise in some sort of spiritual sense. That's what we're aiming for. And this will only be achieved when each of the stakeholders has something really important to them involved here, where they can actually get something that they couldn't get anywhere else. And to be able to facilitate that is the job of a truly excellent leader, to get everyone on the same page to achieve the same very specific goal. These goals, this visionary goal that we're after, has to be very specific indeed. Now we come to the fourth keyword for please, which is expectation. And it isn't really helpful to have a plan B. When you're not totally committed to a given line of action, then you don't stretch fully. If there's a one-shot possibility, then you stretch absolutely. You keep your eyes on the goal, and you do everything you can to achieve it, because there is no plan B. That's what optimizes plan A. So it is not a good idea to go around expecting the need for a plan B. In other words, if this goes wrong, then we'll do that. That's not optimal. You get it right so that you know that you can do what you set out to do. You don't aim for something unless you can work out how to achieve that thing. And you do. You carry on and you carry on and you carry on until you get the job done. That is what the leader's job is. Now, should something happen to make that actually impractical or impossible, that's a different scenario. We don't think about that, though. We just carry on as though we intend to get this done and we expect to get it done. Now, that means that all of your other plans are in alignment with success. So you do this thing and you assume that you're going to succeed in the doing of it in all of your other plans and communications. And that's the overall sense of expectation. Expectation is also an energy. It's an optimistic energy. So when an event occurs, which is perhaps unexpected, instead of interpreting it as difficult and a problem, you need to train yourself to see it as an opportunity. With the right attitude of mind, anything that occurs in your life is an opportunity. It's an unexpected opportunity. So you have to expect something else now. And yet that expecting something else embellishes, improves, expands the original vision in an optimist. This is a big secret.